So how we doing? Nathan Thompson. You guys know who I
Cyndi
am.
Holland.
Cyndi Holland.
Hey.
Cyndi was an ex-NASA employee and an ex-Air Force employee.
And conspiracy theorist. Since 2009, I knew the moon landing was fake. I was Zachary.
Hey, Zach.
I was researching conspiracy theories. Flat Earth showed up on my YouTube search, and it was actually the guy who's no longer Flat Earth. What's his name?
The one person
The
to
one
ever go
person.
back to globe.
Yeah.
Matthew Powerland.
No, not him.
Or no.
I can't think of it.
I can't even remember his name.
Anyway,
That's
so
how
he
good.
had a bunch of proofs, biblical proofs. So I watched that video and I was destroyed right there.
What's up, Jared?
So I kept looking for about 3 days of nonstop videos, and I was in some kind of crazy flatter.
It happens.
No, it happened to me. I got stuck in this crazy flatter thing. What is that?
Those are likes and stuff. So Cindy's ex-NASA employee. She also worked at the Air Force. Maybe I'll do a little tour of her house because she has ex-NASA stuff and ex-Air Force stuff everywhere, which I love. I'm like kid in a candy store. But she's an awesome friend. She left the group for a while. I don't know why. She used to be a moderator and stuff, and she left. But she's back now, so we don't have to be sad anymore. I was sad you unfriended me for a little while there. I don't even know why.
Because Nathan's too cool, and I'm not cool enough.
I don't know why it happened. Okay, so basically I wanted to tell everyone my story at Starbucks, and here's why. When you watch the video from the beginning, I'm already irate. I was shaking when I started the video because I had already backed this guy into a corner completely. So I'm at Starbucks, guy walks in, NASA patch on his leather jacket, and I'm going, oh my gosh. The only way this guy could look any cooler is if he was Tom Cruise, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, can I ask you some questions? Actually, I said, hey, can I get a picture first? And he goes, yeah, no problem. And I take a picture, and I felt gross. Like he got close to me, and I was like, I felt myself move away, and I was like, okay, act natural, Nate. So real NASA employee. So what happened is he comes in, and I say, oh, I love your stuff. Can I ask you some questions? And he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. You know, he didn't have any idea what I was going to hit him with. And so you're going to love this. My first question was, why does NASA mean deceive in Hebrew? And he was just like, I don't speak Hebrew. And I was like, oh, my bad. I don't speak Hebrew either. I just heard that that's what it means. So then I asked the NASA employee's second question, and that was, what did I ask him? I said, why do we give all our technology to Israel? We give all our technology to Israel. I asked a NASA employee in Starbucks. Everyone's looking at us by now. And he's like, I don't have any idea what you're talking about. And I was like, oh, so you're going to play dumb about everything. Third question. What's with the astronauts almost dying in space? How does that happen? How do they almost drown in space? And he told me something very, very interesting. He said the astronauts are almost drowning in space because that guy forgot to swallow his saliva. So I said, okay, you don't know anything about NASA and being Hebrew, you don't know anything about this, and you expect me to believe that someone almost drowned in space because of their spit. And I said, you don't think they train astronauts how to swallow in space? So then at that point he's like, we're done talking. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I run a group of 20,000 people on the internet, and I'm going live right now. Yeah, I told him. So then that's when I went live, and I walk away, and I'm like, oh man, this guy's already the biggest lying, conniving. I don't even want to talk to him.
I'm not a liar.
She's not a liar. She used to work at NASA. She doesn't work at NASA anymore. She is a flat earther. Everyone's like, Nate, hide the camera. If you're going to interview her, hide the camera. I can't do things like, I'm not a conniver or a deceiver. Like, if I'm recording someone, I'm going to tell them that I'm recording. Otherwise, I'm going to be thinking about how I'm recording them the entire time. So that's another reason I didn't go live at first, right when I saw him, is because I wanted to have a genuine conversation with this guy. So did you find out who he was?
No.
Manny. I was in Palmdale.
Shut up.
Manny is on the NASA.gov website as the airline pilot for Sophia.
Wow. Because I know all this.
That's the Hubble
That's where I lived
pilot.
and worked. I lived in Lancaster, Palmdale, worked at Edwards Air Force Base. I worked at Dryden Flight Research Center for 4 years, almost 4 years. And I actually applied for a job on Sophia, which I got turned down. I don't know why, but maybe they figured out because I was a conspiracy theorist. That's crazy. I didn't know you were in Palmdale. I know those people.
I was in Palmdale, and so then I go live, and I'm on live with the camera in my hand, and he's still in line, and everyone's like, "Oh, you ambushed him." It's like the first thing I did was like, "Excuse me, sir, excuse me, tell him about the spacewalks," and he's just like, "I don't want to talk to you," and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, fine." So I had to do something to get his attention, and so I asked him, "Do you hate Americans?" And he freaked out. Totally freaked out. It was the perfect question. Because I had already gone over, basically NASA's a front for Israel. So everyone who works there that knows what's up doesn't say anything. They're enemies of Americans. Just want you to know. They're enemies of Americans. This is what NASA is. This is why I'm so passionate about telling them they're all liars. So here's another crazy story. Greg's from the group, Greg Wiska. He's one of our moderators. He lives in Florida. I believe it's Florida. Near one of their bases. And he found a guy in the gas station with a NASA jacket on. And he goes, "Hey, you work for NASA?"
Oh, yeah.
And the guy goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Hey, what's it all about with the guys drowning in space?" And that guy goes, "Oh, that guy was just sweating a lot." And Greg goes, "Well, that's funny you say that, because I got a homie in Palmdale. Last week he asked one of your airline pilots what did it, and he said spit." So they need to get a little memo, and they send it a little blast out to all the NASA deceivers, and they say, "Hey guys, we're going to get our lie straight. And so we're going to start telling the same lie over and over again, because NASA is literally running scared in Starbucks. Confront them. They don't have anything." So what you should do, Cyndi, she used, I would know your name better if you didn't delete me from Facebook.
Wow.
Okay, so.
Not everybody's as cool as you are.
I'm not cool. I try. I do try. Okay, so anything you want to say?
I love you guys.
You've met the artist. Tell them about them. Okay, she met the artist of the blue marble. The guy who says, "Of course it's Photoshop. It has to be." No?
I met Matthew.
That's not the guy?
Powerland. Matt.
Who's Matt?
Who's Matt? Our guy, our local guy in Los Angeles.
I don't know who Matt is. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Matt, if you're watching
do.
this, I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I don't know who he is.
Matthew Powerland. He was the guy, he was the first flat earther on YouTube. Hello.
I haven't been around that long.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
I'm a newbie.
Somebody chime in here. Tell him what's going on.
Hello.
Matthew Powerland.
Okay, so any questions for a NASA employee? Tell them about the story about the guys, the nerds. Okay, so tell them the two guys that worked in the photo thing.
Okay, so my office was next to the photo lab. Gosh, I'm gonna get killed, right?
No, if Eric's still alive, we're good. Right? That's how I see it. If Eric Dubay is still alive, I don't have anything to worry about. I still don't have anything to worry about.
God's in control.
But I do sometimes see a car coming up behind me, and I'll be like, "Is he rolling down his window?"
This is Kayla.
That's her?
No.
That's your friend? Do you fear for your life for exposing?
Nope, I'm looking for Kyla. Kyla was with us when I
Oh,
met
come on, bro.
Matthew.
You know who Matthew? I really don't.
Yeah, you do. We all do.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm working in an office at Dryden Flight Research Center, and next door to me was the photo lab, and there's, random people that work in there. Anyway, these two guys that were the geeky, sorry, no offense, but they were two of the geeky guys. This was back in the late 90s. And they were walking in front of me, headed to the cafeteria, and they were both laughing and being very loud about how funny it is that people believed in the moon landing. I was behind them and I could hear them, and I know they knew I could hear them, and I was dumbfounded. So I have no idea if they wanted me to hear it, if I have no idea, but they were joking about how people believed in the fake moon landing, and this was in the late 90s. So
something interesting, one of my friends, I think I'm not sure who told me, because I've been getting some stuff. So he told me that one of his friends worked on the Mars rover, and in the contract to get on the team for the Mars rover, she had to sign a non-disclosure about the fake moon landing.
okay, I don't know about that. That's
How crazy is that, to work on the Mars rover? So, have you ever heard of Bombard's body language? She's got like 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. She does body language, but she breaks it down. All these famous people, when they're lying, when they're telling the truth, what part of their brain they're accessing, all this sorts of stuff. And our buddy Aaron joined her Patreon account. So she's going to do, we get first requests on a lot of her new people, so we're going to do Neil deGrasse Tyson and the Mars Elvis. Did you see the Mars Elvis?
I did not.
Okay, they did a press conference for the Mars landing, and they have this dude that has these like sideburns that come down. Tell me if you know who Mars Elvis is, please. So if you don't know who Mars Elvis, we need to start making some memes of Mikey Short. Please, Mars Elvis. Those are just likes. People just like in the video.
Okay.
So, he's the one who goes, oh, someone said, tell us about the landing for Mars, and he goes, oh, it was on the more benign side, and he's like, first he dodged the question for like 30 seconds, and then when he finally starts telling people, and you're just like, is this guy just making it up as he goes? Did they not think that someone would ask, hey dude, how'd the moon landing go, or the Mars landing? And he was just gonna be like, oh man, they're gonna ask him about he didn't think they're gonna ask, it was literally deer in the headlights. I'm like, do these guys not prep for anything? You'd think the questions are like pre-staged or...
Well, just so everybody knows, most NASA employees do not know that the Earth is flat. So I didn't know, and I just found out in May of last year.
So you get out of college and you want to work for NASA because it's a well-established company. And
I totally got blessed with a killer job there, and I did my job, and I didn't think about the shape of the Earth. I didn't think about that. This was way before conspiracy theories. This was in the 1990s. This was before Y2K. So none of this was on my mind. I was an IT entry-level nobody. But let me tell you, if I look at my friend list, the people that I worked with, they don't know. They just don't know. And so,
it's so sad how bad they don't know, because like, you have a cousin that landed yesterday and was supposed to meet up with her and isn't calling her because she thinks the Earth is flat. My dad told me, Nate, the whole family is worried about your mental health. So I called my mom and I said, Mom, are you guys worried about my mental health? And she's like, what are you talking about? So he's just making stuff up, and literally the only two things he said to me about Earth not being flat is Google Earth. How can you explain Google Earth? I don't know how to, I haven't been able to explain Google Earth. So, and then also he told me, take a poll, you'll lose. Like, as if the majority of people have researched the shape of the Earth. Like, every person I talk to says, you're the first, I ask them, I say, has anyone ever told you the Earth is flat? And they say no. And I love that. I'm the first person to tell them. I get a ton of pride saying, oh, no one's told you? Because here's the thing. Maybe they've ran into a flat earther who didn't tell them because they have the pride of life in their heart and they're afraid of what people will say of the truth.
Right. True.
So sad.
The other thing was Lockheed Martin F-117 program, 1997.
Is this the engineer?
He's the engineer.
Okay.
So he was cool, way cool. And in fact, I thought he was brilliant. And we're sitting around, we're talking, and he was not a Christian, but I was a Christian. Anyway, he said, so you know the Earth is flat. And I was like, so I pictured in my head a flat Earth, and I was like, yeah, that's ridiculous. And he's like, no, really. What he didn't do was he didn't explain it to me. He didn't tell me why. He didn't give me
any evidence.
No evidence. He just
which is
said,
the worst.
He's like, nobody believes this, but it's true. And I'm like, but that doesn't make any sense, because if you picture it in your head, you picture all the pictures with... It's
like a square in space, floating in space.
And you picture the water
and
coming off the edge.
Water falling off the edge.
Right.
Which is why we don't have to worry about global warming, by the way. Because the increased water levels will just spill over the edges of the flat Earth.
Right.
That's John Kerry. Thanks, John Kerry, for that one. Oh, Jake's in the group. What's up, Jake? I love you, bro.
FEA?
He's one of my mods.
Oh, okay.
It's all love.
So, anyway.
He's in Canada. We're setting up a meetup in Canada.
I wish that he had told me, because that would have been...
That would have expedited your flat Earth process by 10 years.
9 or 10 years earlier, I would have known, and it would have changed my life. It would have made me make better decisions, and it's changed my whole world. I have a cold, so I have my glasses on and I look terrible, and Nathan made me do this while I'm sick, so he's gonna
I study science. It's impossible to have a cold and be that hot.
Aw, isn't he cute?
So
Thank you.
yeah, of course. So we're going out to dinner. One of the guys from the group told me he's going to take me from the group. Trevor, what's up, Trevor? My man. I love you. Trevor runs Flat Earth LA. I'm the mod. Love you back. Trevor runs Flat Earth LA. It's a Facebook group, or Los Angeles Flat Earth, or Flat Earth Los Angeles. He told John Voight the Earth is flat the other day. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, he on the phone with John Voight, and he said, "Hey, John, you know the Earth's flat." John's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
80 years old. He might have known and just pretended he didn't know, but the way Trevor made it seem, "What's up, bro?" I can't wait to see you guys, bro. I already miss LA. Hi, Lori. Lori just said something to me. I'm working with this lady named Lori. She's amazing. If you're in the US and Canada, I have something to show you right away. Send me a message right now. Okay. Most of your followers. I have no idea where we're going for dinner. Let's see. This guy's getting off work and oh my gosh. Real big. All right. So, what else we got to report? I'm thinking.
I'm cool. I'm happy
she's cool.
with this flat Earth thing. I'm growing in my faith. I don't know if all of you are Christians, but my faith has been expedited, and
So, Mark. I love you, bro.
it's been really good for me. This has been a great growth period. So, flat Earth has made me a better person and a better thinker, and I feel smarter.
I feel smarter too. And you know what's funny is, it was the month I turned on my brain. Which is
I'm
when
not really this fat. The camera puts 10 pounds on you. I'm just saying.
Shut up. I swear I turned my brain on when I found out the Earth is flat. I was for 30 years just autopilot, and this is autopilot for a guy who trains his brain. I mean, I memorized 300 digits of pi. I know all the elements in periodic order. I copied the dictionary with both hands, and I'm telling you, I didn't turn my brain on until I found out the Earth is flat.
Yeah. Amen.
Because you're just distorted. Up is up, or up is down, and down is up.
If you're living in a lie, I mean, everything we have ever known is a lie. So it makes sense that your brain wouldn't be turned on until you realize where you actually live.
I remember I thought my parents were torturing me by sending me to school. I was like, this is torture. And then they were like, no, you have to go to more of it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? More of this crap? Are you kidding me? I couldn't even take it. God, I must be crazy. Good thing I did my research. Otherwise, I would have just died thinking I'm stupid and I couldn't do school. I remember being in 6th grade and they're like, okay, memorize the diameter for Jupiter. And I'm going, okay, show me a real picture. How do you have a measurement of the radius and the circumference? And city's single and lives in the Phoenix area, ladies and gentlemen.
Only date Christians.
Only date Christians.
Yeah.
So, if you need a shirt, let me know. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork.
Amen.
Boom! Props to Andy. Good job on the shirts.
Yeah, Andy's awesome.
So,
I love Andy.
if you need a shirt, hit up Andy Tho. He's in the group. How do you explain satellite imagery?
They're CGI.
They're CGI, or they're really good at taking selfies.
Like me.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know who trains. Maybe they have an AI that trains the satellites.
I would be the perfect selfie trainer.
Boom. Boom. What I want to know is, how do they upload them? So they've got to, I don't know. Stupid. So listen, in space, how are they sending images back from space? They're supposed to be, each particle is like 4 meters apart or something.
You know
and
what's interesting? When they're filming themselves work on the ISS, it doesn't have to be manipulated.
that could be really what it looks like.
Right, but when they take a picture or a video of the Earth, they have to CGI it because they have to. Not the ISS when they're looking directly at the ISS. I thought that was weird. Because it's the same camera.
What is the benefit for anyone in power to lie that it's round? Why would they lie?
I can tell you 10,000 reasons.
There's 10,000 reasons why they would lie, but they're liars. That's why they would lie, is because they're liars.
Yeah. They're satanic.
So if they can get away with fooling you, they listen, they play with you like little kids. That's what they think you are. They think you're so stupid, you'll never figure anything out. And I challenge them to keep doubting God, who sees everything they do. Because he's going to get them. He always does.
Yeah.
He's going to get them. You can't run from God.
He created them.
You can't hide from God. He's got a plan. I was on the phone with Tyler today. He's one of the members in the group. And he told me the God of the Bible can't be the God of the Bible because he's not feminine enough.
Wow. I'm pretty sure God is just God.
I know, but he's not feminine enough. And you know what it reminded me of? Baphomet. So God wasn't feminine enough for Tyler. So Tyler, if you need a feminine God, there's this God called Baphomet. And he has boobs. Okay? So if you're looking for a feminine God,
There's a bunch
Baphomet
of feminine gods.
has some boobs. Boobs.
Anyway.
So this guy should be done with work any minute. I'm just waiting for this guy to hit me up so we can go to dinner. But so much fun talking with you guys all day. I can do this all day. So we're meeting up in Texas on Saturday. So in 3 or 4 days, if you're in Texas, and also everyone in the group, please do me a favor. Please go send Jaron and Mike Jack a message and say Nathan wants to take you to the Grammys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good idea.
One of my good friends from the group, I'm in business with him. Tree stumps, giant trees, I believe did exist. So one of the things that Aaron's so cool with my business partner, I wasn't supposed to say his name right there, but whatever. Hooked it up with some Grammy tickets. He's single in LA, so if you're single in LA and you want to know a guy who's well connected, this guy is cool. I love you, Aaron. Thank you for doing this for me. I'm going to the Grammys. Send Mike Jack and Jaron a message and say Nathan wants to take you to the Grammys. You're gonna promote Flat Earth. And it could have been Brett Allen, but he owes me $120. I'm just kidding. He doesn't owe me the money, but that guy's an idiot. So Grammys, we're going. It's gonna be dope. So I need some outfit ideas, anything. I don't know why Eric Dubé wouldn't go to the Grammys.
Because he lives in a different country.
He lives in a different world.
Well, in a different world. Different country, different world. Mike Jack is right here in Colorado.
I know. Jaron is, I'll go pick Jaron up in Modesto. I don't care.
Yeah.
So message Jaron, please. If you know these guys, call them or text them and say, hey,
Aren't
you
you
have...
friends with Mike Jack?
Yeah, Mike Jack and I know each other, but I don't have his number. I've hit him up. I haven't even hit him up. I'll be honest. I hit up Jaron first. He's closer, and I think Jaron's hilarious. Mike, you're in my top 3, bro.
They're both equally cool.
And Jaron's closer. So if Jaron says yes, it'll be easier to make that happen. But I love Mike. So why would space travel not be possible if the world is flat? Well, it's not that the shape of the Earth determines if space travel is possible or not. It's the fact that we have a firmament above us that makes space travel kind of hard.
And no space makes space travel difficult.
And no space from an ex-NASA employee. Ex-NASA employee tells you here, this is why space travel is very difficult.
If you don't have space, it's hard to travel in space.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like, you can't play with my dog. Same reason you can't play with my... I don't have a dog.
Right.
So
can't play in space because there's no space.
Can't play in space. There's no magic altitude where you go high enough up and all of a sudden you start floating in zero gravity and classical instruments start playing in the background.
Unless you're Hollywood.
Space may be the final
Hollywood,
frontier, but it's made in the
they
Hollywood
have
basement.
all kinds of ways to make space, cameras and CGI.
Yeah,
and-
they made space in your head by telling you Ursa globe. I'm sorry. That's funny. So, let's go get some food here. Anything want to close out? Should I maybe do a little tour of your Air Force stuff?
Oh,
Let's go. Little tour of the house. She's got some cool stuff here. So,
hold on, baby.
un momento.
Oh, it's
You're good. Ta-da! Check it out. Boom. Administrative support specialist. This was always my favorite plane.
F-117.
No, that's a stealth bomber.
Right, I call the F-117.
Yeah. But that's a stealth bomber. Just so you know.
Look,
She doesn't know her own plane.
what does this say?
That says F117A, and then it's got a picture of a stealth bomber. Oh, wow. So, here's some more stealth bomber stuff. Do you still have the little NASA box that you had before?
Yeah, but I have a classroom. Oh, did I have a classroom then?
No.
This is just my Air Force stuff.
Wow. It even looks flat in the picture.
It does. And then the F-35.
Mom, what?
Yeah, baby.
Wow, F-35?
F-35 was my last Air Force program.
Mom, what?
Hey.
Boom.
What's this from here?
So, why didn't you ask this Air Force guy when he told you the Earth was flat any questions? I would have been like, dude, you're smart. What?
Yeah, I was like, I thought.
All right.
Come on, Zach.
So, those are the Air Force pictures. She's got some.
All my cool stuff out.
Oh, all right. She doesn't have anything cool out. I ambushed her and literally showed up at her house.
Yeah, I wasn't ready, and I'm 10 pounds heavier because he.
Yeah, if I would have came tomorrow, she would have had it.
I would have been 120 pounds tomorrow.
All right. So we're gonna go get some dinner. We love you guys. Everyone have a good night. Peace. I love you and God bless.